What's going on, guys? Welcome back to season two, episode two of the Brain Freeze, a mental health podcast. Last week we spoke with Redhead Vixen and covered a lot of topics, had a really good time. It was actually a pretty long fucking season premiere interview, and it's probably going to get even longer today because today I brought on two guests. We got Titan Naughty 23 and Y2 Kate. How are you guys doing, man?
Not too bad, not too
Good, good. Can't complain.
bad.
It's been a while since I talked to you guys, man, but for anyone who knows, or at least kept their eyes on probably any of us during the Respawn Recruits 2023 competition, you guys are probably two of the closest people that I have that came out of that competition. We got really, really close
Yeah,
throughout that 10 weeks. And I'm happy to say that we're still keeping our communication lines open, maybe not as frequently as I want to. You guys still play probably what at least twice, three times a night together. I see you guys always on stream
oh
together,
yeah.
so
Yep.
we'll get into that a little bit later. But to everyone who watched episode one of the Brain Freeze podcast, I want to give you guys just a massive thank you because it's been about 2 years since we consistently we're posting on the brain freeze and we're getting a lot more love on this than we ever did before, so thank you guys so much for all the support on the brain freeze podcast. If you guys have any recommendations on guests to bring on, you guys can go ahead and leave those in the comments, but we'll go ahead and get started on this week's episode. It's going to be significantly less questions than last week's episode because we have two guests and we want to get to everything, but we're going to go ahead and just get to know a little bit about each of you. So we'll start with Kate. Just let us know a little bit about how long you've been creating content, kind of what got you into creating content, just what kind of content you post, that kind of stuff.
So I post a bunch of a little bit of everything. Kind of just depends on what I'm in the mood for that week. Um, I've been creating content. I say consistently, but it's more so just adding streaming into it for the last 2 years. Two, yes, and yeah, I got into it because I'm a stay-at-home mom, so I got bored during nap time when all the other chores were done, and I was like, I'm gonna play video games. And then my husband is like, stream. I was like, oh, okay. And that was pretty. It was like almost that straightforward.
Fair enough. I mean, we'll talk about that a little bit more in depth later because I was actually curious how you got into it being a stay-at-home mom and if
Hmm.
your husband supports you and everything. So yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit more in depth later. Titan, same question for you.
I've been streaming for 6 years now. I pretty much started as an FPS streamer, and now I pretty much stream a bunch of variety games. Played 70 games last year, according to Steam. So pretty much play everything, man.
Yeah, we're gonna touch on that as well. We're gonna find out how you went from straight FPS to all over the place because you guys have some of probably the truest variety, at least out of the people that I directly talk to. Um, yeah, we'll definitely touch on that. But the first thing we're gonna get into actually is we're gonna start with partnerships. We got into partnerships a little bit last week, and we did have some other questions. So we're gonna talk with the both of you. We do have a shared partnership with a Respawn that we will get into towards the later end, but I want to get into your individual partnerships. Now, Kate, you are with Charged Chocolate,
Hmm.
and Titan, you are with Freshen Up, Fam Gem Apparel, and you are a racer creator. Did I miss any
Yep.
partnerships between both of you?
Nope.
Okay,
Not for me.
so let's talk to Kate first, since there are
Hmm.
less partnerships there. How did the partnership with Charge start for you?
They had actually reached out to me and was like, "Hey, have you tried our product before?" I was like, "No, but I like chocolate, so maybe."
That's
So they sent me some to try. They checked in like a month later and were like, "Hey, wanted to make sure like you got it. Do you like it? All this and that." And I had already posted like my overall review about it. And then they were like, "Well, we'd like to offer you a partnership if our like views and opinions align with like what we expect and everything. So let's get you in for an interview." And it was pretty straightforward with that. They at the time that I got partnered were in the works of getting their products into Walmart's, and I had even said that like I had seen your guys' post about that, and I think that's really cool because I don't do well shopping online for things. I do better if I can go get the product.
yeah.
So, and they're like, cool, that works out for us because we want people to be able to promote that. How's it sound? So,
Yeah, that's awesome. And like them reaching out to you first to test the product, I feel like that's pretty consistent with energy products. Is that
mhm.
pretty similar to your experience with Freshen Up, Titan?
Yeah, they do their community streams on Fridays, and we kind of got in touch, and they were like, we'll send you some samples before you even want to join the team. So they sent me a little sample pack and a shaker, and that's how. Then after I realized I liked a couple of flavors, I got in talked with Jordan, and we kind of went from there.
Did you express interest in them or did they approach you?
Kind of a little of both.
Okay,
They saw how we were through Respawn recruits, and then like I said, I would join their Friday giveaways and things like that. So they kind of mutual contact there.
fair enough. Is that a pretty similar experience with Fam Gym Apparel, or was it very much like you approached them or they approached you?
So Fam Gym, I know one or two of them are also with Freshen Up, so I kind of met them through that, and they kind of saw how my adventure was through fitness and everything like that. So I reached out to them because they were looking for ambassadors, and I was like, hey, here's my story, and they were like, let's bring you on, and that's how we kind of connected with that.
Awesome. Now, the Razor Creator Program is a little bit different from a traditional partnership. It's basically just an application, right? And you either get approved or denied, pretty much.
Yeah, so you apply through the Razor Creator Program, and it's also a new thing that they're kind of working on too. They have different levels, like depending on how many followers you have through, whatever social media set up. I use Twitter because that was the one I had the most on. So I'm like a pioneer, so I'm like the lowest here, but they have bounties which you could do to get free things like that. So as long as they'll give you like a task you have to do, and if you do it, you can get free stuff that way. So it's pretty cool.
Awesome. Now, as far as we have the partnerships that you guys talked about, and then we have the shared one with Respawn. Is there any partnerships that you guys kind of have your eyes on, like going into this 2025 year, like your kind of goal partnership that you're shooting towards?
I mean, I'm vibing.
Fair
Whatever
enough.
happens, happens. If I stumble across something, I do. If I don't, I don't.
Yeah, kind of has to jump out at you. Could be a brand new
Hmm.
product, something like that. Is that you feel
Yeah.
similarly on that time?
Yeah, I feel the same way. I see all these people going for like Elgato and Corsair, but
Mhm.
it's like at the same time, there's so many people going for it. It's gonna be hard to go for those things.
Yeah,
So
Red and I talked about that last week. Like with the Elgato partnership, I only saw one person personally that I knew this year, but I think damn near everybody in Respawn went for it last year, other than
yeah,
myself. And then I saw like because I didn't think they were gonna go for smaller creators. So I was like, Elgato
yep.
is established. There's no fucking way they're gonna go for the small guys. And then a lot of the small guys made it, and I was like, fuck. But I don't think they went for that approach this year.
Mm-mm.
Maybe they just
No,
went for like a completely different fucking community. But like I didn't see like any small guys make it this year.
no,
So
and I saw that some of the responses were fairly quick, so I don't even know if they even looked at everybody.
yeah.
Like they
Yeah.
probably just saw a couple people and just like boom, let's get half of these people out of here and just sent an email out.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Um, so Brain Freeze, like we said, is a mental health podcast, but we're also in the business of spreading information for those who aren't familiar with um, the first steps on getting partnerships and kind of what partnerships mean and all of that. So, with Kate being with Charge, Titan being with Freshen Up, and myself being with Glitch, those all fall under the category of like energy supplement. So it would actually be impossible for myself being partnered with Glitch to also want to partner up with Freshen Up or Charge Chocolate, and likewise for Titan and Kate. Um, with partnerships, you have these specific categories that you fall under. There are things like um, the energy supplements. There's things like peripherals with keyboards and mouse, monitors, even specific PC companies you can double up on certain partnerships. So, is there a kind of specific reason that you guys chose the energy supplement company that you partnered with? Say if Glitch took the same approach that Charge did with you, Kate, would you have went with Glitch, or was it kind of because you like chocolate, you went with Charge kind of thing?
Yeah, I like chocolate. I have never like had success with energy drinks. They no matter what is in them, they've every single one of them I've tried have made me feel like jittery, but not. Um, but with Charge, I like chocolate and I like to snack.
That's fair enough.
So it kind
We
of
need
just
a
balanced
we need
out
an I
and
like we need an I like chocolate counter.
That's
yeah. So it kind of just it managed itself in that aspect, but like the flavor and the actual caffeine part of it, I don't need to worry about trying to get the entire drink down
right.
versus a chocolate ball where I can have it's recommended up to 3 a day.
Yeah.
So
So Were there other, without saying the names of the companies, if there were, but were there companies that approached you before Charge in the energy supplement category?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Um, Titan, is there a specific reason that you went with Freshen Up over someone, say, like a lot of people in Respawn partnered with Glitch at a similar time?
Um, I would say just they made you feel like family. Like I got in a call with Jordan, and he was just upfront. We connected. We talked for literally about an hour about everything. His mission would freshen up, and I just felt like it was something we could both do together. I feel like we can grow together and things like that. So
Awesome. Is there anything on your guys' specific partnerships that you guys want to touch on before we dive into like probably the biggest part of the podcast with the Respawn since it's shared between the three of us?
no,
No.
Fair
pretty
enough.
straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
So we actually have a pretty unique pairing between the three of us here because the three of us have completely unique ways that we got partnered through Respawn. Um, Titan, well, all of us competed in the 2023 recruits competition, and Titan actually went all the way to the end and ended up winning that competition. Um,
Yay.
short, shortly after that 2023 finale, they picked up 10 creators in the off season between the two competitions, and I was part of those 10. And then Cade was invited back to the very first recruits invitational and actually went all the way to the end and won with that. And I thought that was pretty cool. I swore on everything, Kate, that you were part of the 10 that got picked up similarly to
I
me.
wish.
I
I was so mad
I
I wasn't.
swore on everything. And then I scrolled back literally to like the beginning of the recruits invitational competition all the way through your timeline. And I
Mm-hmm.
was like, what? I saw like the image. It was like I scrolled so long to try and find that,
Mm-hmm.
but it's so let's go back to the 2023 recruits competition because that's something that we share between the three of us. Kate, you quite literally started that competition making Stardew Valley memes. Um,
Yup.
and, and I've given you your stripes probably more times than I can count at this point, but by the end of that competition, you came out like a full-fledged content creator, and it was probably the
Mhm.
biggest. I don't think anyone really gave you as much credit as you deserved. You were by far the most improved of that entire competition. It is crazy the level of content that you started at to where
Mhm.
you finished in that competition. It was really impressive. So, where did the drive come from?
Um, well, so I was watching a Kaylee who is no longer streaming, but they were like, "Hey, sign up for recruits. I don't care what your plan is, just do it. You're gonna have fun. It's fine." So I went in. I knew nothing other than I know the company, but that's it. So starting, I was very much a keep to myself. People scare me. I don't know what I'm doing with anything. I'm gonna embarrass myself. And then I met you guys pretty quickly, and now I prefer to play games with people and not be alone.
Yeah, it's
So,
pretty crazy because like it doesn't like stick to like the Titan group or anything like that. I see you playing
mm-mm.
with a whole bunch of different groups,
Oh
and
yeah.
it's crazy how far outside of your shell you came. Like
Hmm.
yeah, that's I mean that's as far as I could really go with it. Like I could sit here and give you your credit all fucking day, but like I've
Hmm.
done it thousands of times at this point. Um so you said for the last like 2 years you've been pretty consistent with your content creation, but I went all the way back through your TikTok page and you've been posting since 2020.
Oh yeah, get her,
TikTok doesn't count.
get her.
That was COVID. I was
That's
also
what they
at
all
home all
say.
the time before.
There were a lot of
That's what they all say.
there were a lot of how does a military wife hit the For You page
Oh
posts
my
on
god.
there.
Yeah, they didn't hit.
Oh man, I was enjoying my time going all the way back through your guys' pages. But while Kate was posting her military wife videos, Titan was actually competing in his first Respawn Recruits competition, where he placed top 1,000, which is crazy to think that that many people were competing back then,
Yeah.
because we only had like just over 300 in our competition, and I think there's less than 300 in this one.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So
I think we just hit 250, a little over.
yeah, just thinking that there were over 1,000 back then is fucking insane. Um, you post a lot. It was really hard for me to find the origin of your content like I did with Kate's. But is competitive history in Apex kind of like your origin story kind of thing? Like, did you start with Apex content?
No, when I first started streaming, I was actually my first game that I ever played was Quantum Break. And then like I mixed in Destiny, and then pretty much when Blackout came out is when I really started to
Okay.
dive into the FPS.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't go 5 years back. That's a
Yeah,
little
no, you're
fucking
good.
crazy for me.
No, you're good. But like I guess for the most part when Apex came out, that was like my main drive was pretty much Apex.
Yeah,
I did have like a bunch of different people I was playing with and things like that, and it was just fun to watch. It was a new game that's never been done before, so it was fun to do.
fair enough. What was kind of like your main content throughout the Recruits 2020 competition?
2020, it was probably honestly Apex, and I literally entered it just to see what it was about, and then
Okay.
I didn't think I was gonna make it past top 1,000, and I didn't. But like I was tracking, like watching everybody as they were going through, and kind of like, oh, okay, so that's basically what they were trying to do, like watching the challenges and things like that. So it was more of just like a test the water kind of thing, but it was pretty much just Apex.
And did you compete in 2021 or 2022 at all?
I did not. I think I had a bunch of stuff going on, so I was barely streaming those years too. So.
Okay. So what was the primary difference in you as a individual creator from the 2020 competition and top 1000 to 2023 making it all the way to the end?
I think just being comfortable with what you're doing. I feel like you playing whatever games you want to play, that whole competition is basically just trying to get you out of your comfort zone. And I loved that about the competition was just trying to see what different games I could play, meeting you guys. We played Pummel Party, I played, you know, Get Out, never played a game like that before in my life. Things like that. Just trying to see all these different games and just seeing how far I could push my limits with different games too.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I'm pretty sure even at the start of the 2023 competition, you were still pretty primary FES.
Yeah.
And yeah, now I don't think I've seen you play an FPS game other than like Fortnite, if you call that FPS. That's more like in like I don't know, over a year, I want to say. I'll see you
Yeah. I
dabble
mean,
in
I play zombies.
Apex.
That's about it.
Okay, yeah, that's I don't call that an FPS game, but so as the first partner out of the three of us, at least, Titan, you saw a lot of the background going on between choosing the 10 in between competitions, and then we both saw a lot of background in between the invitationals. Um, what was it like being a partner kind of behind the scenes for a lot of those decisions that brought in partners like myself and Kate and 20 others that have come since you've got partnered?
I think just, what Tyler was our, manager at the time. So it was just all of us giving our input and just trying to find a common ground with certain creators. We want to see people go above and beyond. We don't want them to feel comfortable. There's challenges that we are going to push you to get out of your comfort zone. We want to see what you do to do that. Things like that. The different challenges of not just doing gaming, making commercials or doing things like that with the challenges we had for 2023. So like being able to communicate like that and just not yelling at each other or arguing about who's doing this and being able to just find a common ground and being like, hey, Tyler, we all think this guy's great or this girl's doing phenomenal. We think she's going above and beyond. Let's get her. The thing they're doing on stream is crazy. They have, graphics and sound alerts when raids go off and things like that. So those are the things we try to find when we watch, for recruits and things like that.
Yeah. I think the really cool thing about Respawn is like I don't know if a lot of people consider it a big company. I think I considered it a big company before competing in Respawn Recruits, but since then I've kind of considered it a smaller company.
Yeah.
Um, but it has the presence of a big community. A lot of people know who Respawn are. Like Respawn is or was in Walmart, a lot of retail stores, stuff like that. Like that isn't the case with a lot of companies. Um, the cool thing about Respawn is they don't give a shit about how big you are, like at all. Um,
Nope.
and it was one of those things. It was similar to like Elgato, where I was like, yeah, okay, you don't give a shit how big we are. Yeah, that's cool. And then the first week, like cutting down to the top 300, we saw like creators with like 100,000 plus, like go home, and I was like, oh fuck, like this shit is this is real. Like that's crazy. And I don't know how it was for you guys, but like I was pretty stunned because a lot of companies say that shit, but they're like, okay, but we also need to make money. So how was your guys' thought process kind of towards the beginning of the competitions and like really realizing like, oh shit, I might actually have a chance instead of just like thinking that.
Go ahead, Kate.
For me, it didn't actually like that thought didn't sink in until I got top 50. And I was like, wait a second, 50 people is not a lot of people if you put us in a room with the rest of everybody else who already got cut. What the fuck? And still being relatively new to like the gaming and streaming world, I had no idea who anybody was from anybody. So like the first couple of cuts I was not paying attention, just looking for my name.
Yeah, that's
Um
fair.
but yeah, then 150, I was like, oh, I might actually eyes are on me. So
And then
Yeah, I would say the same thing. Like the first couple weeks, you try to focus on yourself just to see, get a feel for the competition and everything like that. But once you start getting lower and lower, you're like, okay, this is actually becoming like reality. Like it's starting to sink in. You're starting to get nervous looking for your name on that list as soon as they
hmm
post it at 2 o'clock. And Tyler was a jokester, so he'd be
yeah,
trolling us the whole time and
yeah.
things like that,
oh,
making it even more, making it worse.
Respectfully, because I'm expecting Tyler to watch this to a certain degree. Fuck you,
hi
Tyler.
We love you,
Tyler.
Tyler.
um, it's interesting because I actually think I took a pretty drastically different approach than the both of you. I was watching everyone else um, from the very beginning. I knew everyone that was in the competition every single week. I knew almost every single name. Top 150, I messaged literally every single person that was in the top 150, and I said congrats like right before the cuts. Um, and I think probably until about like top 100, I felt like I was pretty confident doing enough every week. And then once we hit top 100, I was like, yeah, I'm going home. And then top 50, I was like, yeah, I'm fucked. And, just like every week after that, I was like,
Well, I mean, we
I'm,
can't all be Sith and post 1,000 links in the document.
yeah, Sith will probably watch this as well and like, fuck you, Sith.
Respectfully.
Sith knows I love him, but that one's disrespectfully. Fuck you, Sith. 1,000 links is crazy. um, but yeah, it's like there were all of the current partners at that time and Tyler all said that like 2023 recruits is the best class that we ever had. Um, Everyone was doing something. There were no people that slid by when we got to top 100. So when we hit that point, I was like, just doing shit isn't enough. I was really good at doing or saying I'm gonna do shit and not doing shit. Like I recorded a lot of fucking videos on collab week and I didn't post one of them. That's just how shit went. So I was like, all right, there's eventually gonna be a point where this falls through. But I was always watching everyone else and I didn't watch like what I was doing at all because I was so focused on everything else that was going on. Um so we talked a little bit from 2020 to 2023, Kate. Let's talk about from the 2023 competition to invitationals. What changed in you to be able to take it from a top 50 cut to take it all the way to the end in recruits invitationals?
um After 2023 recruits, I took like a 2-week break ish, I think. Um but still just wanted to stay within the community because I met almost everybody within that I know now and hang out with now through that, and I wasn't about to just dip because I didn't get the partnership. Um, so then when I got the invitational, like I was still just I was vibing, having a good time. Just whatever came my way, I guess. And so when I got or when I got the invitationals, I think three partners had reached out and was like, "Hey, did this person give it to you first?" I was like, "Yeah, technically." um, but I realized then I needed to like rewire how I was going to go about the challenges rather than you figure out what the challenge is and then not sleep the entire week until it was done and then post it and hope that it was good enough. I sounds familiar.
That hit home so hard.
So
Doing right over
I I had planned a lot of different ideas out and had things like as a general, I think this might be a challenge or could be put towards a challenge at some point. And I had a very loose script of what it was going to be that way. Like I organized my thoughts a lot more, and went in with the I'm just going to have fun. I like as much as I would love a respawn partnership. If I don't get it, I don't get it. I'm gonna have fun, and that's all that matters to me at this point. So
I feel like that's what a lot of partners were kind of telling us to do is like, don't worry about if you're gonna fucking win, just have fun. And all of us were like,
yeah.
fuck that, I want to win. Like, we did. Um, so do you guys have any advice for the people that are currently competing in the 2025 competition that maybe haven't ever seen a respawn recruits or anything like that? Because it's easy to say like, oh, just research what we did last year. You know what I mean? Or research, just pay attention. If you get eliminated, pay attention to what happens with the people that go further. But if they've never seen the competition before, without giving me the generic like, oh, just have fun, like give some real advice. Like, how can these people make it to the end?
So I know we tend to drill in it's not about the numbers, just have fun, like all of that stuff. And that is important to keep in mind. I feel like a lot of people get lost in the idea that it is a competition, and some get competitive about it and like let it get to their heads.
Yeah,
Um, but I think a lot of it that people need to keep in mind is like, yes, it is a competition, and yes, we do give you challenges. It is more of a challenge for yourself versus the company versus you, or you versus every other recruit. We want to see you push forward and be the best you can be, and step out of the comfort zones and all that. So like, don't think of it as a competition with others, more just a something to push yourself further
yeah.
with a little help and drive. That's not the word I want, but it's there.
Just, I mean, yeah, like following the challenges isn't meant to like cut out the people who aren't doing the challenges, but it's like they're there to make you feel uncomfortable at that time because you probably haven't delved out of what you're comfortable with before participating in a competition like this. But being uncomfortable is the best fucking way to be a content creator. Like if you always stick to what you've always done, you'll always get what you always gotten. It's you're if you don't try something new, you're never going to get different results. And Respawn is really good about showing that in like its stripes. Titan, do you have any other advice for creators?
Um, I know we say it a lot, but just be you. But when we say just be you, we want to see what you could do outside of the challenges. We saw people in 2023 challenges do wood art. We saw people do etching, things like that. So like show
Hmm.
us what you could do outside of gaming.
Yeah,
There's people that were doing IRL streams, posting vlogs, anything they could do to stay in the competition. Just do what you got to do. I know sometimes you can't stream, but save up content, post it for when you gotta do something.
yeah, getting
Stay
really good
streaming.
at like scheduling shit out.
Yep.
It's yeah, being able to really go through being a full creator kind of thing. Just because I don't know if we're gonna get another respawn partner on anytime soon. At least before the end of the competition. I'm gonna say that you need to like kind of what Titan touched on, but I'll take it a step further. You need to stand out. Like if you're just blending in with the crowd, and say you're doing a collab with like 8 people, 10 people, something like that, and you're just posting a highlight reel out of like all the shit that happened, I guarantee you at least 4 or 5 of those other people are doing the same fucking thing. You need to make something out of it. And it's really hard to be original, especially in content creation nowadays, because everyone's always done something. But in the 2023 recruits competition, nobody saw heirs to the chairs, which we'll talk about in a second. Nothing like that has ever been done before. Um, the Cushion Confessions podcast, like there were a lot of podcasters in before, and Tyler said that no one has ever done a specific Respawn Recruits competition podcast, even going as far as like Squad wasn't officially like titled then, but I think we already knew that we were kind of that like subgroup that like we stuck together pretty fucking hard. And I will stand by it and die on that hill. We posted some of the best fucking videos and had some of the best collabs of that entire competition that year. Um, that I always go back to the fucking clip. I'm gonna try and find it, but Kinetic I think I just blasted Ken in the fucking head with a shotgun.
Yeah,
And
That was me.
I was gonna say whenever I think of like that, I just think of Ken putting the puzzle pieces one layer down.
oh,
She just screams, just goes off. Suck my.
I just think of the
Lost it.
I think of the one Ken putting the shotgun to my head and saying for feminism.
That was for me.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Where you guys were
If
stuck
you
in
ever
jail.
go cross map again, I swear to God.
Oh, it was so
We
good.
had Mickey Mouse and Cartman playing. It was a great
Oh
time.
my god, dude. Oh man, there were so
Such
many
a good
good
time.
times, man. There were so many good times, and that's what Respawn Recruits is all about, man. Bringing people together. I never would have met any of you fuckers if it wasn't for Respawn Recruits. But bringing people together like that and making content like that that's like those are the experiences you're gonna remember. So,
Yep.
um, okay, let's see here. Talked about that. So, just on the topic of like heirs to the chair, for people that are competing now that aren't familiar with what heirs to the chair was, heirs to the chair was a group of like 20 to 30 recruits that got together literally week one, and we all posted that we are like we didn't exclusively support each other, but we really fucking dialed in and like pushed each other to get better, helped each other improve on their content. We did a lot of collabs like with each other. We hosted a special event in Respawn Recruits with the Fall Guys event. We did a lot of shit for Respawn, for each other, for the rest of the recruits. We did a lot of shit for just the rest of the recruits that were outside of airs. Um, it doesn't matter if you put a label on it or if you're just like a group of people, but finding a group of people that is like-minded and wants to improve is going to be your biggest fucking asset into a competition like this. Um, is there anything like revolving around that topic that you guys want to touch on before we move into a little bit more with Respawn?
I think having that group of people is good to bounce ideas off of too. You
Mhm.
know, you guys can send clips to each other, things like that, being like, hey, I'm using this text. What do you think of, does it look good? And somebody could be like, no, use this font instead. Or if you're doing
Yeah.
a thumbnail, you guys can all try to, talk it out, figure out what thumbnail looks good, things like that. Because, that's what we did for the whole recruits. We
Oh yeah.
talked to each other, just passed it back and forth to each other, just bouncing ideas off each other.
Yeah. There were like using different applications for a lot of different stuff too. People were like, "Oh, I don't have Photoshop." And they're like I remember getting a reply like 7 different applications that are free that you can use. They're like Canva, and I'm like, Canva has you have to like pay for it, and like, no, you do this, and like people gave me step by steps on like how to do all that shit, and like
Mm-hmm.
having people that are really knowledgeable helped with a lot of like I learned audio splitting in Respawn Recruits from Muggo, and I use like if I didn't have that now, I would respectfully like do some heinous shit to myself. Like splitting audios is like my best friend. Um, Kate, do you have anything on that topic before we continue?
No, I'd agree. Being able to bounce ideas off of one another in a friendly, competitive way
Oh yeah,
was so helpful.
absolutely. So recruits is I mean we kind of danced around it, but like the best way to put it is recruits is like a massive bonding and learning experience overall. Um, the entire premise of recruits is that it is a competition. We were under the impression for the entire 10 weeks that only 5 partners would be named at the end of the 10-week time frame. And with people getting eliminated each week, like 50 to 100 people every single week, it was a lot of fun involved, but it was also you were always reminded that it was at its base core a competition. With that being in mind, for the 2023 recruits competition, who was the person for you guys that it was like, okay, that person has a spot locked in. 9 other spots. I have to get one of those 4 other spots.
Sith. I 100% in my head, he was like, yeah, it's got to be him, and then it wasn't, and I was really sad.
Yeah, Red said the same thing. I'm gonna make you say someone else. Titan,
Oh.
not Seth.
Oh,
No,
I was
not
gonna
not
say- I
you.
was gonna
Sorry.
say-
Yeah.
I was gonna say Elder. I
Oh,
think like
okay.
Yeah.
the Anki Elder stuff and things like
That
that. That
was
was
great.
hilarious.
Yeah.
That
No,
stuff
those
was
are two
fun.
very good answers. And I mean, I was gonna say both of them are partners now, but Seth is actually our community manager because he went even more above and beyond because he
Mhm.
deserves that shit. So,
Oh,
Because we yelled at him.
so without saying Sith, because we've already mentioned him, who was the most surprising elimination for you guys?
Hi.
Mine's right there. Mine's right there.
Oh, honestly, yeah, my biggest one was Sith, to be honest, but I can't. I'm drawing a blank on everybody who did get cut.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, Sith put a lot of fucking work in. You know, you put a
A
thousand links.
thousand links.
You put 1,000 links in.
That poor guy. Poor Tyler.
Oh my god. Imagine. I could not.
Uh,
I wonder if he's gonna like limit it this year. Like, don't do what I did.
Nah, he's good. He's gonna be like that's gonna be one of the special competitions, like
yeah, you gotta try to
the
post
the
1,000 links in 1
1,000
week.
link competition. Yeah,
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
mine's this one
yeah,
down there on my screen.
yeah. It. I'm trying to figure out like a respectful way to say this. Don't take this disrespectfully.
No, you're
Um,
good.
I think I would have been less surprised if it was kind of like a Bad Wolf Rose cut, where she got
Oh,
eliminated
yeah.
sooner and then got brought back, kind of thing.
Mhm.
Um, but the fact that she grew so much and then got eliminated was what was really like that one fucking
Yeah.
stung.
Mhm.
Like, um, so that is all I have for Respawn. Do you guys have anything that you guys want to touch on that we didn't really cover before we go into our first mini game?
I have
No?
a fun idea. What was your guys' favorite challenge from the 2023 recruits?
I don't remember that far back.
I mean,
Um,
I could tell you mine. Mine was the top 25. Like being able to do the Breakfast Club and like things
Oh
like
yeah.
that. That stuff was so fun. Like that would
The
talk
one
about
I didn't make it through.
talk about getting out of your comfort zone, like making a whole Breakfast Club video. You know, we did the mental health
Yeah.
video. Like that stuff that we're gonna want to see in this competition is like that's we don't care about gaming. Like when it comes to certain stuff like that, like show us what you could do with your group
was that top
if it comes to
25 or
that.
top
Yeah,
50?
That
it
was
was.
it was
It was top
the in
50.
between.
Oh yeah, like
Yeah.
getting cut to go to the
Yeah,
top
yeah, yeah,
25.
yeah,
Yeah,
Got you.
because that's when I got cut.
yeah.
And I was like, damn, I'm
Yeah.
the only one.
Oh my god, the only one
Yeah,
out
she
of
was the
that
only one from the
group I
Breakfast Club that got cut. That's
remember.
why I said it.
Yep, that
That was
was a
my
lot of
surprise.
fun. And you were straight up like, yeah, hey, you're gonna be this character if we actually do this. And then we did it. I was like, okay.
Okay. Yeah, that was a really good one as well. We saw a lot of fun stuff out of that. The Respawn Avengers was pretty iconic.
Mhm.
I really did like the fellow sit on the chair. That was something I never thought that I was gonna do. Um, I always kind of liked that like that skit comedy kind of style, but only as like little segments in videos kind of thing. I didn't know the proper way that I wanted to do it, but definitely working with Kelvinator, like he is a fantastic fucking editor, and
Mhm.
having him wanting me, he wanted to do everything with that. He was like, I'm not having my fate be in the hands of anybody else. I want to do everything. He wanted
That is
to
fair.
edit, he wanted to narrate. I was like, let me narrate, please. I don't
Dude, let
want
me do
somebody
something.
else doing everything. But it ended up being really good. I think myself, Kelvin, and Cash ended up making it through that week. And Cash was on vacation too, so that was like even more difficult for him
Mhm.
to
Yeah.
do that competition. But yeah, that was a really good challenge. All right, guys. Let's get into our first little mini game here. I have gathered 14 respawn partners. And for you to win this mini game, you have to get 10 out of the 14 correct. Basically, I grabbed what do the respawn partners call their community. So I'm going to give you the name of a community out of the respawn partners, and you have to guess which respawn partners community it is. Any questions? All right.
Is this like a raise your hand or just shout out the answer?
Oh shit. Yeah, I should probably. Yeah, you have to message me on Discord your answers.
Oh.
Sorry, I forgot we have two people here.
I'll just use my phone. It'll be easier.
Yeah, that's what I'm using as well. Okay. So if you get 14 out of 14, I will gift a tub of yellow snow to you and or your community, and you have to win this one in order to continue on in the race for the Respawn 110. So we'll go to the first one. Who calls their community the snowstorm?
If only I could spell.
That was pretty quick. I had to include myself for the ego, guys, for the ego. Anyways,
I had to put it in there.
who calls their community bread children? That's Tyler Bredman.
Look at that big ass cheese it.
Pretty quick on the answers, guys. Who calls their community the Carrot Patch?
Probably wrong.
I sent it in one second.
Damn. Titan's gonna guess a redhead vixen on that one. That's pretty crazy for the redhead. That's pretty crazy. It's actually
I was right.
It's gonna be rabbit. That's pretty
Sorry, Red.
crazy, Titan. I actually did ask Red what she calls her community, and she said that they don't have just a general name. So
Oh, there you go.
fair enough. Who calls their community the Panda Den?
I think.
Titan. That's
I just
crazy. That's crazy, Titan.
Kate wins.
Kate is going to have the correct answer there. That is going to be Care Bear.
Wow.
Titan guesses Elder. Which honestly, I don't hate the answer, to be honest. Now that I think about it, I don't hate that answer. Who calls their community the Starscape
I know this
or
one.
their Stardusts? That's a pretty quick answer. That's gonna be Mama Lumi. I love her profile picture. I just
It's so
saw it
cute. I
today
love
as I
it.
was grabbing it. I love it. Who calls their community the Schmoovement?
Spelling's not there, but that's there.
It's gonna be a correct
typed
answer
way
for
too
both of you.
quickly.
That's gonna be Schmoog. Let's go ahead and go into the next one. Who calls their community the Water Fam? You guys are quick on the fucking draw. You guys know your fucking respawn. It's gonna be hydrated.
Dude, I was watching everybody for months.
Yeah, that was pretty similar. There were only a few people I had to actually ask what they call their community. So,
Mm.
who calls their community the Shadow Hokage crew?
You know what I'm talking
Yeah, I
about.
know what you're talking about.
Okay.
That's gonna be Mr. Doma.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I hit I instead of O.
Domi.
Dobie.
All right. Next we got who calls their community the Psychos?
Oh.
That sounded disappointed.
No, I was.
I didn't know if it was spelled with an I or not. I figured it would give it away if it was, but you guys both got it there. It's Silencer. So next up, who calls their community the Berry Patch?
Ooh, Kate.
Oh, got it.
Dumped. Oh. I have no idea.
Got 5, 4,
Yeah,
3,
you're good. I don't know who it is.
2. No guess. Nothing.
No.
That's gonna be Jazzberry.
No. I usually just call her Jazz. I don't even.
Yeah.
I went
Alright.
through like the mental Rolodex in my brain and flipped
So
through
did I. I
everyone.
still stopped at Jazz because I don't say Jazzberry. I just say Jazz.
All right. Next one. Who calls their community the Dreamers?
Spelling again, but it's fine. My fingers aren't working.
I think that's right.
You both got that one locked in. That's
Okay.
going to be Phoenix. I don't know how many we have left. Who calls their community Beaches?
I don't know. Probably.
This is 12.
12? Perfect. You guys both nailed that. Titan, you had to
I guess.
get... That's crazy. You were on her like top...
I
She
know.
was in your top 5 or whatever.
I lurk in streams. I just sit there.
Kate's going towards a perfect score right now, and I'm terrified because I
Kate's
don't
a
have
cheater.
the funds to allocate for a tub of yellow snow right now. I was counting on you
you're
guys to
good.
fail one.
No, Kate has it up. She has all the list up on her screen right now. You just can't
No,
see
I
it.
don't.
I
She said she
believe
was.
it.
That's why she said she wanted to use her phone.
Oh,
I believe
right.
it.
Okay.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. I didn't think about that. All right. Well, Kate's disqualified. So,
Right.
Yes.
all right. We got a number 13 here. Who calls their community the Skulk Society? You guys were quick as hell with that one. God damn, that is going to be Colpios. We got the last one here. The most difficult one, if I do say so. Who calls their community the Empire?
No, that's not it. That's wrong. I already guessed. I'm not guessing again. Sticking to it.
Kate, you are such a fucking cheater. There's no way you got that. That's the only one that I wouldn't have gotten.
Well, because his in the one of the partner channels is something like Sith's Empire, and that's the only thing I can think of. But no,
Yeah.
Cash is Cash Mafia.
Yeah, Cash Mafia. Yeah.
I know.
This merch is dope as fuck.
I should have put Cash on there. I didn't think about Cash. I skipped over him, my mental Rolodex. But that's pretty crazy. All right. Well, Kate gets a perfect score, so good for you. You get to make me broke or whatever.
No, you're good.
But Titan does walk away with a 10 out of 14, so that is going to qualify as a win for the Respawn 110. So I hope both of you fail the next challenge because I made the other two pretty difficult. First mini game done. How was that for you guys? Did it feel
Pretty
right?
good.
I was gonna say, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure.
Yeah,
the
I'm
last
sure it felt
minigame
pretty good
I
for you, Kate.
did-
All right.
The last minigame we did, me and Kate were on a team for the.
Oh, it was
Respawn
the
video
movie
thing.
night.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
we
we got one wrong.
we
That's
killed it.
yeah. Oh, really? You guys did that
Oh,
well?
yeah.
We got one wrong.
We,
Yeah, I think
we
Schmook and I
blew
only had
Tyler's
like 3 wrong.
mind.
That's great.
Mhm.
You guys must have went after us because he said that Schmook and I were in the lead at that point.
Yep. I think you guys
that's-
were first or second, and then we were
Damn.
just after that, and Tyler's sitting there the whole time like, what?
I feel like he
How?
was kind of like that when Titan and I did the video game one too, because
Mhm.
like every single one that I didn't know, Titan was like, bam, 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 like all these single player games, like The Witcher and shit. I was like, I don't fucking know, man. And then like all these party games. So, dude, I wish that video came out. So when that Mario Kart, do you remember the Mario Kart one or whatever? Did you participate in the video game one at all, Kate?
I did not.
I
He-
think
I don't know
she
any
didn't
games.
participate in it. We did it after the movie one just to see what she could do.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I
See
didn't
what
do.
she knew.
I didn't do well at all.
You know the little start turtle in Mario Kart that he had on there? I was like,
Mhm.
dude, I feel like it's Sam. It's just someone screaming to me. I think it's Sam.
Yeah, he told us that. That was
You're like,
hilarious.
You're right, it is Sam. And
And
he's like,
I
wait, what?
was like, that is Sam. And I was like, yeah. I was so sad. I wish that video came out. It was so good.
Mhm.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure after me and Frosty did ours, we sat and Discord and Frosty did Wordle, but with Pokemon, and we did it for like 3 hours. Because we were like, last
I was
one,
like,
we
last
got
one,
it,
last one,
we
dude.
got
It was like
I'm pretty
prime
sure I got
last one
Snorlax
moment.
on the first guess one time, and they were like, what the fuck is
Yeah,
that?
it was fucking nuts, dude. All right, let's go over to our next topic of discussion here. We're gonna divert over to content, the styles of content that we produce. Kate, as previously mentioned, you went from stay-at-home military spouse posting like
Yeah.
I mean, kind of similar to what you do on your main account, but in significantly less quality. I think we can agree on.
Oh yeah, I had a garbage phone.
And then you went from Stardew exclusive to you are. Well, I mean, the both of you are very wide in your variety of games that you play right now. I wouldn't doubt if your Steam library isn't very far off from Titan's 70 plus or whatever he's at. So, just talk to me a little bit about like what do you classify yourself as? If you couldn't say variety, like I call myself achievement hunting, like completionist style. Like what do you classify yourself as?
A little bit of everything.
It's fair enough.
Yep.
What do you have a preferred style? Like if there was just a limitless amount of games that were all at a super high quality in a specific genre, what would that be?
I guess I'd have to fall under like the survival category because a lot of the games that we do play are survival based.
Okay.
But I'm cool with pretty much anything but shooters except for Fortnite, really.
Fair enough.
So
Fair enough. we'll definitely have to figure something out to where we can figure something out just to get the group back together with those kind of games because I would love
Hmm.
to get some actual videos out with you guys. Titan, same question to you. You know, you started off with a lot of Quantum Realm. Is that right?
Quantum Break.
Quantum Break, same thing.
Yeah.
Quantum, Quantum something, Quantum
Oh.
Mania. Uh, and you transferred over to pretty. Is Quantum Break FPS?
It kinda. It's like a game that has episodes in it, which is kind of cool. So like the cutscenes
Okay.
are like actual episodes of a TV show.
Oh.
Um, but it's kind of first and third, and you like bend time and things
Hmm.
like that.
Okay. Fair enough. That sounds actually pretty sick.
Yeah, it's
Um,
pretty dope.
so we'll just say shooters. You went from shooters to survival, horror, a lot of party games, stuff like that. When is Respawn Recruits kind of what drove that switch, or was there something in you that was just like, I don't want to be a shooter category person anymore?
Um, I think just lack of content in certain games. You know that some games take forever to release new characters, release new guns, updates, buffs, nerfs, all that stuff. So I think just getting bored with doing the same thing over and over again, and I just felt like the vibes on stream were always low because I'm co- I'm competitive, especially when it comes to like ranked and things like that. If I'm having a bad day, stream's gonna know that I'm having a bad day. So I didn't want that to be like my mantra. So definitely recruits brought out the better side of me, horror, indie, party games, like you said, anything like that. We try to test. We pretty much play anything now.
Hmm.
It's fair enough. And I mean, I'll even see you guys. Like, there's a lot of like indie devs that are always reaching out on Twitter, like looking for testers. And I see you guys getting to damn near fucking every single one of those that you guys apply for. Like, what
Yeah.
is it like playing a game that is basically looking for feedback, not super established, not expecting like super high reviews, anything like that? What's the difference between that and something like the established games that you guys had played before that?
I think it's cool. So the one game that I got Kate and Chris into, it's called Where They Go. I met them at Midwest Fest and I got to play the demo there. So that was kind of cool. And then I kind of told them what it was about and they were like, "Yo, like what's up with that?" So I got in their Discord. I was like, "Hey, I got two other people that are interested in trying this before you guys release it." And I think just being able to give feedback to the dev and seeing it put in place throughout the updates is pretty cool. There's another game coming out soon, that Unpossessed, that comes out I think this week.
I think so.
We had a hand in that. There was times we were getting stuck in the menu and we're like, hey, we can't get out of the menu, we can't quit the game, we can't do anything, and literally the next day we get on the game, it's fixed. So
Hmm.
it's like cool things like that, being able to, give our 2 cents about what we think would be cool. Being able to help develop the game is kind of dope.
For sure. Um, yeah, because I suppose the testing groups are pretty small. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously compared to when the game fully releases, but is it one of those things where like are they expecting you not to make any live content on it kind of thing when you're testing a game that hasn't been officially released, or are you like some of the first people that can I mean, you kind of get a leg up on it because you can make content, and then even if you have to wait till the game officially releases, like you could post literally minutes into the game, like coming out, and people will be like, "How? How do you have so much content built up? Is that like an advantage? Are you not able to stream or anything like that? Is
For some devs, they say like no streaming, no posting until like a certain date or whatever. But with Where They Go, they were like, hey, you have key for this amount of time. Please stream it. Please make a YouTube video. Please do whatever as like your first playthrough, and we would also like your feedback based off of that. So it depends on who you're working with really and like what they want done with it.
it's fair
But
enough?
Yeah, I think the cool thing with Where They Go to was they were releasing on a day I couldn't play, so they're like, hey, we're gonna give you this key, 2 days in advance, make a YouTube video, do whatever you want to do, but just don't post it until we release the beta. And I was like, all right, cool, I could do that. And as soon as it dropped, I released my video, and
D-
so I think it's
um,
cool to have a leg up like that.
does it give you like have you seen benefits of being some of the first people that get to post content when you don't get to post like until a beta releases or anything like that? like a
For
numbers benefit
me,
or anything?
I would say for me, normally when I would post like Outlast for YouTube or anything like that, I'd get like 25 to 30. When I posted that, I was almost at like 75. So,
Okay.
because it was one of the first videos and it was like, hey, there's this new horror game coming out, check it out. Here was my playthrough, here's how I reacted. And then same thing when I would say Kate and Chris. We all had different reactions, but we all kind of had the same reaction at the same time at certain
Mhm.
parts. So,
Yeah, so as you guys kind of grow in size and you establish yourself more in an indie game space, you could definitely see an advantage in the
yeah,
numbers of being some of the first people to test out like fucking everything that you guys
yep,
do. Cool.
absolutely.
I love that. Um, do you guys have any plans outside of what you are already doing, um, going into the 2025 year? Are there like categories that you are like looking to explore? Are there releases that you're looking forward to this year that haven't been like mainstream or indie game releases that have been announced already that you're looking forward to this year?
Borderlands 4. Very excited. I love the Borderlands series.
Fair enough. I
Um,
haven't played.
I would say Kate didn't either, and we bought Borderlands 2 was free on Epic, so we got her into
yeah,
that.
Oh, okay.
that was fun. I kept jumping off the map. But no, nothing too crazy jumped out to me this year, but I also haven't really been paying attention. So
What about as far as the ways that you guys intend to upload your content? I know TikTok is a pretty big topic of discussion. I don't know if it's actually going to get canceled for the ninth time this year. Um, are you intending on uploading like more mainstream on YouTube than you guys do already? Are you guys planning on uploading on new platforms? Snapchat is going pretty big right now. Instagram, obviously, there's a lot of like clip reel
Yeah.
things
I would
everywhere.
say as of right now, I use YouTube and Instagram more than I actually use TikTok.
Okay.
I feel like the TikTok algorithm just isn't there anymore when it comes to certain games and things like that. They're more pushing the TikTok shop than anything else. But like Instagram, I'm getting at 500 to 2,000 views per video, depending on what it is. Like my Marvel Rivals, I've been getting like 5 grand just because it's so new
Yeah.
and people are liking the new content. And then same thing with shorts. I'm getting at least 500 ish. But you go to TikTok, you get like 50 to 200 because
Yeah.
you could be shadow banned and not even know it and things like that. So those I've
Fair.
been pretty much YouTube and Instagram for the most part.
Cool. And Kate?
yeah, for me, I think just consistency all around. I've definitely been slacking my posting on socials other than like Twitter, but I gotta figure out what my footing is gonna be there.
Yeah, for sure. Um, yeah, I personally quit posting on my main YouTube channel and I spliced into two new YouTube channels that are both at like 5 subscribers. So, with the podcast being one of them, but it's going to be definitely a change up because there's going to be content that I already have recorded and edited that is I'm actually planning on doing Twitter exclusive videos this year. Just because it doesn't fall into my YouTube category, and I don't want to nerf my achievement hunting algorithm because I want to post like opinions of other people on certain things and stuff like that. But um, I'm pretty much completely stepping away from FPS just because, like you mentioned earlier, Titan, the content is just so fucking dead. And
Yeah.
like even games like Call of Duty where they're putting out like there's a lot of updates, stuff like that, and like there's a lot you can do with like Apex and Fortnite and all that fun stuff, but realistically, like aside from a few challenges you can do here and there, like everyone has done the challenges. There's some like camo stuff you can do for Call of Duty, but a lot of it is just clips. Everyone just
Yep.
fucking posts like clip highlights, and that shit is just not for me. So yeah, it's definitely going to be a year of change and adaptation, and hopefully consistency for all three of us here. So um, well, that is all I have for the content category, unless you guys want to tap into anything else that we didn't really touch on there. Let's go ahead and get into the second. So this is game scramble. It's word scramble, right? I have 10 games here. 10 games that I know for a fact that you two have played together.
Oh God. Not the
Um,
70. Here we go.
We've played so many.
yeah. So you have to get 7 out of 10 to win, 10 for a perfect score. Kate, if you get another perfect score, I am disqualifying you. Uh,
Okay.
If you get another perfect score, we're kicking you out of the podcast.
Oh, gotcha.
you guys are both still eligible for the Respawn 110, so let's hope you can get 7 out of 10. Let's go into the first game here. if there is a space in between the letters, that is how many letters are in that word, but the letters in that space are not specifically the letters that have to get scrambled there. Does that make sense?
Gotcha. Oh wait, I spelled that wrong.
So I will, yeah, we'll go.
Yeah, I think this is where I don't get anything.
You guys can message me on Discord. I'm gonna give you guys 30 seconds for each one, just to kind of look at it.
Okay, no cheating.
I'm not. You're good.
I believe in you, Kate.
Oh, it didn't send. There we go.
All right, you guys both nailed the first one. It Takes Two. I actually really enjoyed watching you guys play this one. This one was a lot of fun for me watching you guys. I actually recently downloaded it, and me and my girlfriend plan on playing it because I was so inspired by the two of you.
It's so fun.
Mhm. The cat doesn't look like a cat. Just keep that in
Facts.
mind.
Okay.
You're gonna hate the book by the second hour.
Oh man.
That fucking book.
Let's go ahead and move on to the second one here.
Collaboration.
Oh, time went to DMs.
Oh.
Nailed that one. Fortnite is a
Fork knife.
fork knife.
Look at that OG Fortnite.
Dude, it's so fucking pixelated. I was so sad that I couldn't find like actual images that I could stretch, but it is what it is. What's this one? Oh, no quick answers from you guys on this one, huh?
I told you this is where
I
I'm.
already got it.
All right.
Kate used all of her mental ability and escaped.
Yeah, I don't have it anymore. What? I'm gonna be upset that I don't have this.
For all of you guys at home, it is past midnight, by the way, for both of these guys. These guys have stayed up just to fit my overnight sleep schedule. Because I've worked 73 hours this fucking week already, and I am fucking dying inside. Okay, you got 5 seconds. You got it?
I don't have an
No?
answer.
Oh,
Hold on,
man.
don't give her the answer after the
Oh, no, wait.
Oh shit, 3, 2, all out of time. No, I'm just fine. Alright, yeah, overcooked.
My hit was gonna be, what the fuck?
The
What
rats.
the fuck are those things? The rats.
I was fucking dying watching you guys play this game.
My girlfriend.
Yeah, you two, Chris and Tang's girlfriend were playing this one. I was on the floor.
Me and Chris were just yelling at each other.
Chrissy yelling at you like, what the fuck? Yeah, it was great. It was great. What is this one?
What?
What hottest Lilra? I was having fun scrambling these.
Can I spell?
Oh.
Nailed it. You guys are both 4 for 4, and I'm fucking terrified right now. You guys have 6 left.
We came with the big brains today.
What is this one? Shosh. Okay, you are typing way too fast.
No, I just have my keyboard up. That's all.
Okay. That makes me feel slightly better. Holy shit, I fucking got him. 15 seconds. I fucking stumped him.
What the fuck is this?
No $100 on glitch today. Got 5 seconds left. 4, 3,
I literally have no
2,
idea.
1. It's a pretty recent game that you guys have played, actually, from the timeline. That's Sir Whoop-Ass.
Oh,
I
me and
played
Chris
that
played
one.
that one.
Oh, you and Kate didn't play it?
No,
No,
Oh,
I
but
joined
me,
in
that was
afterwards.
that was our first time playing that too. So I wouldn't have got that anyway.
No, fucking cheated. I'm sorry.
You're fine.
I I went off
No, you're good.
posts where
Dude, this game was funny as hell though.
I went off posts where Kate was tagged in the same thing that Titan posted. So
Yeah,
that was my reasoning.
they
Yeah,
had started tonight.
Wednesday is usually me and Chris until 8, and then Kate gets on.
Okay, I got you. Well, I
But this game was
apologize.
fun. We had to go find
Okay.
Richard Longwood
Richard.
Richard Morningwood.
Oh.
And he got chased by a big chicken.
The ultimate quest. We're all searching for Mr.
Good time.
Morningwood.
Good time.
Let's go. Let's go into number 6 here. What's this? What this?
The fact that I don't remember any of these games that we played. Oh. Duh.
I'm happy that this one stumped for as long as it did. Coming up
Oh,
15 seconds. Oh, damn it. Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna have to not give the point to Kate because she put Minecrafty.
My God. I'm glad spelling counted last time.
That's
Last mini.
Minecraft.
Or it didn't count last mini game.
Minecrafty.
All right, you go because you guys are both 5 for 6 here. You need 2 more in order to qualify for the respawn 110.
Okay, we gotta get 2 more.
What's this? I should put this one first. This one's too fucking easy. Lost Ark. Is that the right title page for this game?
Yes.
There were like 7 different title pages.
Yep.
Cool.
Each one was probably like a different season or something.
No, okay. All right, we're going into number 8. What is this? It's gonna be 15 seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Any last guesses?
No, I have no
Nothing.
idea.
It's Fall Guys.
Oh my god.
Oh, I forgot we even played that one. Oh, that was so rough.
Oh, we were doing dicks for that day. That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we got 2 left. 2 left.
We
You
gotta
guys
get these
have
two
to
to get-
get
we gotta
you have to
stay in
get
it.
one of these 2 in order to stay
okay.
in. What this? What is Realmy Tupum?
You tell me. Okay, we play too many games together.
Yeah, we
15
do.
seconds.
We play too many different games.
Yeah, you guys had a pretty wide variety. I had a pretty solid amount of choices to go
What
with.
is this? I really hope this isn't like a demo to a game.
5,
It
4,
probably is.
3, 2, 1. Any last guesses? I will say it is not a demo to a game. So I actually had the pleasure of playing this one with you guys.
Oh my god.
I can't count. That's what I'm gonna blame it on.
It's gonna be a whole
Okay,
party.
we gotta get this one.
You guys
Okay.
have to nail this one.
Hold on. Gotta lock it in.
For the respawn 110. What this?
Why are there so many A's?
Oh, what?
Okay, give me a hit.
It's
What's
the
in your
toy.
head?
Is it the toy game?
15 seconds.
The shooter toy game?
13,
I
12,
can't think of what it's
11,
called.
It's not
10,
Hypercharge.
9,
No, okay, that's what I was
8,
thinking.
Yeah, no.
7, 6, 5, 4,
Shit.
3, 2,
The amount of A's in this
one.
throw me off.
Man, what if I say Pummel Party, what's the next game that you guys think of?
It's Party Animals.
It's Party Animals.
I was like, bro, there's so many A's.
Oh my god.
My
Right.
wallet is saved for another day. Well, we'll play the last one just for funsies. I'm gonna be honest, you guys weren't gonna win the last mini game. It's pretty rough, but we're gonna go right into it.
Oh boy.
Because it
Bloody
still
hell,
revolves around the content that you guys play. So I was
Fortnite weapon sounds. Oh god. Hold on, let me turn stream volume up real quick.
10 weapons. I mean, let's go into the first
We
one.
haven't played in like a month or two.
Yeah, but it hasn't updated, so we're good.
Oh,
That
true.
is fair. They aren't all from this season, so I don't think there's any from this season actually. Let's go into the first one. Now let's
That's not
all
the right.
type tactical shotgun in the replies here.
Right.
I was going hunting rifle.
That would have been closer to the correct answer. Perfect. Eminem Mini Gin.
The mini gin.
You guys both
I'm just
nailed that
typing.
one.
Autocorrect doesn't exist.
Obviously, you guys know I had to start with the easiest one. That one was pretty simple. Let's go into number 2. Let's see if you guys can keep that up. What could that be?
Pistol.
Definitely.
Yeah, rocket launcher. I don't got no fancy pop-ups for you guys because I don't know how I would have made that work. But oh my god, that was loud. Sorry.
That was terrifying.
All right, rocket launcher. You guys both nailed that one. Well, let's see number 3 here. I'm actually just gonna do this. Hold up. That'll save your guys' ears. You guys need a replay, just let me know.
I don't know all the fancy names.
I'm gonna go with this. Nope, I'm not gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with my first instinct.
Sniper.
But I think it's the other one.
Titan says Deagle. Now,
Like the hand cannon, sorry. hand
okay.
cannon.
Yes, because I don't think Fortnite ever had a Deagle, so I knew what you were talking about, but I wanted to
Yeah.
clarify. So it is the hand cannon. Yeah.
I
just
knew it
this
had too
little-
many rounds to be the sniper, but that's the only thing I could think of.
I was that little reloading cock back at the end is I'm trying to listen to the reloads. Almost all of them have the reloads. I think the reloads are gonna give a few of them away. So that is 3 for 3 on Titan. Let's go ahead and go into the next one. What the hell is that?
Grenade launcher.
Grenade launcher.
It's the typhoon sword.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. I considered putting the
I'm
sword and
gonna
the hammer in here.
Just get
Did you
very
want to replay
generic
it all or
answer.
shotgun? Okay. Those generic answers aren't gonna work if we get to an actual shotgun, by the way.
I don't know the name.
Oh man.
I know for like
That's-
a couple things.
That's fair enough. This is I'm gonna have you guys picture it. Titan did get it here. Do you know what the flintlock pistol is, Kate?
Oh, yeah, I don't use that one.
It's only one shot. She doesn't use anything that's one shot unless it's a
Mm-mm.
sniper.
Fair enough.
I'm a spray and pray.
Fair enough. Titans on the road to a possible perfect score here, and I mean, I don't have to buy the chairs, but another type of glitch is still gonna make me fucking broke. So let's see how number 5 treats you guys here. Can you replay it all, Kate?
Yeah.
Just realized the name of the first one is right here and right here. Both of you fucking cheated. There's no way you guys would have got that without that being there.
I would have
I
never
guess
got it.
yeah, in the small screen I can't see it.
Oh, well, fair enough then. Kate says SMG. Titan is 5 for 5 with the silenced pistol.
That makes sense.
Titan, I'm getting slightly concerned. And for the sake of everybody, I'm gonna ask you to fucking relax. Number 6. Let's see if you can keep it up. I actually killed someone with that shot. That's actually a close one. Kate says heavy sniper. Titan says the hunting rifle. If I play that back.
I think that's too quick.
reload.
I think it was the which one, Kate?
I was gonna say I think that might be too quick of a heavy snipe.
Yep, Titan is 6 for 6 right now on the hunting rifle. Now, I put 2 of these in here, Titan, specifically to Stonewall, both of you.
You've got me already. You're good.
I'm gonna say.
I thought this would have been more of a fair minigame because of how much you guys played Fortnite. I wouldn't have put this one in here if I
Well, she
knew
literally
that-
chooses assault rifles because she just sprays
Mhm.
and a sniper.
That's fair enough. We'll go into
I'm not
number
strategic.
that's fair. Going to number 7 here. Kate, if you get the category, I'll give it to you. How about that? It's
I'll take it.
number 7.
If I get this right, then you could disqualify me.
Need to replay it all.
Yes, please. Because I don't think I'm gonna even get the category.
If I get this right, you could disqualify. Kate, I believe in you.
This is definitely something with a scope.
This Kate's an AR. This is the gatekeeper shotgun.
I need it.
I was wrong in both ways.
It's something with the scope. AR, no. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Titan,
What,
if you fucking get this one, I went back to season 5 to pull this fucking weapon.
I don't know if I played season 5, but we'll figure it out.
Number 8. Kate, if you could get the category, I'll give it to you.
Oh man.
Yeah, y'all never heard that one, have you? Yeah. Need
Can
to
you-
replay?
yes, please.
Yeah. Sneak bomb arrow things. I don't hate that answer. Sticky launcher. I know what you're talking about. And
Yeah.
you're fucking
I can't think of
wrong.
like the name of it though.
Yeah. I know what you were talking about. You both are incorrect. This is the charged shotgun.
Yeah, I hate that gun.
Yeah, I also hate it. Yeah, I didn't know how you guys were gonna do with this, and I thought it was distinct enough to stand out from like general AR, but I also didn't know if you guys had played that long back. So, cool. Well, my wallet is safe, so let's go into number 9. This sounds like a Kate weapon if I've ever known one.
Definitely is, especially if it's what I guessed.
Dan, do you need to replay it all?
Yeah, one more time.
What were you gonna say, Kate?
If it's what I guessed, then yes.
What other assault rifle has that many bullets in it?
Can you be more specific?
Did
Me?
it have a specific name?
No, Kate, I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, Titan, there's like
It,
5 of them.
I always thought it was just that.
Oh, I mean, if you're going with the one that's literally just called LMG, then
Yeah.
okay. This is Kate. I almost put the Mark 7 on here.
I love that
That
gun.
is unfortunately not correct. This is the flapjack rifle with the little like dinner plate on top of it. The LMG that it has horrible accuracy and just like goes all over the place. It was in the game for like 3 seasons straight, but nobody picked it up. All right, I'm gonna take y'all back to season 1 for the last one here.
Oh, I didn't play season 1. This is fine.
It's pretty iconic.
We just played OG. We're good.
Yep, OG. It's in
Like
it's
2
in
rounds.
Reloaded. Not that.
This one's easy, Kate. I believe in you.
Yeah, but you've heard my answers thus far.
Oh God, what did you put?
No, she's right. She's right.
Oh, okay.
Titan gets it. I mean, spot on saying the scar. But I'm gonna give Kate a point here, saying another AR.
Oh man.
I just need to get better at gun names, I guess.
Okay, that was a fun mini game.
Jesus.
Okay. As a general rule, mini games feel fair. I'm still experimenting.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Titan
Good.
doesn't
It was
know.
good. I enjoyed
Okay.
it.
Titan,
Cool.
I thought Titan was just thinking. I was like, okay, fair enough. All right, let's get into, now that we had our fun. Let's get serious. All right. So, mental health is a pretty heavy topic. I feel like in most people's lives, but I have considered myself a mental health advocate for about 2 or 3 years of my content creation journey when I originally first started the Brain Freeze. The first season specifically revolved around day-to-day struggles of a lot of different categories of people. We had episodes focusing on dealing with homophobia and transphobia, recovering from addiction, women in gaming, being a Black creator, a lot of different stuff like that. And we were very no bars, held back, say whatever you feel needs to be heard kind of thing. And while I feel that is important, we have had the opportunity to market the Brain Freeze podcast past just YouTube, and partner with companies that are willing to fund for better production, and go on to things like Spotify, Apple Podcast, a bunch of stuff like that, which means that we cannot allow as much of free speech as we would like to. But I still believe that stories are important to be told. So we are going to continue to focus on the mental health portion of the Brain Freeze podcast. But with all that in mind, for anyone who remembers the first season of the Brain Freeze, please do keep that in mind as you guys continue to watch. If you guys are easily triggered by anything that revolves around the topics of self harm, suicide, any mental illnesses or anything like that, I do encourage you guys to stop watching at this time because it's only going to get more serious as we continue. And if you guys do continue to watch, I thank you guys very much for being a part of the audience for the Brain Freeze Mental Health Podcast because, once again, we do believe that everybody's story deserves to be heard and people do deserve to tell their stories. And we believe here that stories are the first step to help others heal. So, with that being said, thank you guys both for being here up to this point and being willing to share your stories. If you are uncomfortable at any point sharing your experiences, please do not hesitate to just say that you don't want to talk about it and we can cut it out at a later point. Or if you decide you do want to answer and then later decide you don't want it in, just let me know. I'm never going to post anything without your guys' consent. And do you guys have any questions before we continue on with that?
Nope.
Cool. So, we'll start off lighter in a heavier section here. We'll go off with, does your family, whether that's spouse, girlfriend, or parents or bloodline, does your family approve of content creation being a passion of yours? Let's start with Kate.
Yeah. My household family does. They love my like extended my dad, my grandparents. They don't care in a polite way. Like as they've always said, as long as I'm content doing whatever it is that I'm doing, they won't grasp the concept of it just because they're a different generation. They weren't video game people or anything, so they're like, yeah, I mean, you're having fun, it's fine, but I'm not gonna like stick my neck out to do anything with you regarding that. I was like, no, yeah, that's fair. But yeah, overall have a good bit of support.
Before participating in content creation, was your like were you basically stay at home mom kind of thing, or did you have a career before that? Okay.
Stay at home mom.
If it gets to a point, say your child like grows up to where you don't need to be like caretaker of them like at all times, do you feel it would be a similar situation that if you get into a opportunity where you are making enough money for it to be your full-time career, um or if you're like barely sliding by kind of thing, but this is what you really enjoy doing, do you feel it'll still be a similar situation where your family is just like do whatever like you want to do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
And then Titan, same question for you.
Pretty much. You know, my dad was probably my biggest supporter just because he games. I think it took my mom a little bit longer to kind of see what it was all about. She still doesn't understand the same thing with my grandma, but my sister supports me, my girlfriend, as you guys know, because she plays with me on stream and stuff. So she's 100% behind me. Um, I think it's just because they don't really know what goes on behind the scenes, and they just think we're sitting there playing games, but they don't actually see everything we do to set up to play that game, and getting the clips and all that stuff. But yeah, they're behind me.
Good. Awesome. What role does content creation slash gaming play in your life for you? Is it's there for you when you're in like your free time? It's there as a distraction, kills boredom. Like what kind of role is that for you guys? We can start with Titan with this one.
Um, when I first started, it was like something I thought I could see myself doing to make money. But as things kind of happen in life and keep resetting and things like that, now it's kind of just I do it to hang out with people I've met online, new friends. Um, and honestly, it just getting to meet so many like-minded people. There's so many different people I've met through streaming over the last 6 years that half of them I call family. So it's just been something I do as like a hobby still, but it's also something I just like doing. I like connecting with people all over the world.
Kate?
Yeah, very similar. For me, it's entertainment and socialization. The money aspect, if I get a payout, is cool, but I'm not. It's nothing crazy on that front of things. Just being able to hang out with people is nice.
Yeah, that's awesome. I feel like with you guys being so, I feel like it's kind of like a split down the middle with a lot of content creators because there's a lot of people I know that are like you guys that um I don't want to say like feed and thrive off of like socialization with content, but like they are very driven by the collaborative aspect of things. But there are a ton of people I know, myself included in this category, that they do content like single player. Like they don't have a lot of people involved in their stuff all the time. This is the only collab I have going on right now, the podcast. My individual like main channel is all single player shit. And for like the year and a half after respawn recruits, like I was in a like horrible downward mental spiral. Like it was really fucking rough for a while. And the only thing that I could do, I have 4 animals, a girlfriend that like I love for the past like 3 years that has supported everything that I've done. I don't have like people in my like IRL life that I like talk to, hang out with, anything like that. It's literally just me and my girlfriend, and there's nothing I can do to pull myself out of shit. And the first time that I decided to just like sit at my computer again and just kick out a random fucking video that I didn't even end up posting, just the fact of actually editing was the biggest fucking distraction to me. And it like slowly getting back into things and like rekindling some relationships and shit like that. Like that's what got me back on my feet. You know what I mean? Like it's, and I feel like a lot of people are use content creation as like a distraction, and I feel like that's a lot healthier thing to do. I mean, not socializing isn't a great thing for like healthiness, but if you have something that you're passionate about that you do as a hobby, it's healthier than a lot of other alternatives. So, um, in your time as a content creator, there's going to be a lot of things that stick with you, as far as memories of the content that you create. Is there a comment on a video or in a stream or anything of that front that you guys have received in a negative light that maybe transformed you as a creator, or that you kind of every time you do something new you kind of just like replay that comment in your head and it's like you just can't shake it kind of thing? We'll start with Kate on this one.
I haven't gotten enough traction on any videos to get a bunch of negative comments. But the one, it was when we did the heirs versus partners challenge thing, and I did a Stardew Valley video of sorts. And the one comment I got was, "This was the worst video I've ever seen." Replied back, "I love that for you." I think it's hilarious because I want to say it was my first YouTube video on that channel and everything. So it makes me laugh thinking that like, yep, you're gonna come after the less than 50 subscribers and say that like actually gonna do anything to me. So
Stardew Valley is a pretty brutal fucking space too, because I've been looking at 100%ing that game soon. So I've been watching a lot of walkthroughs and a lot of the
yeah.
people that like, if you're big in Stardew, you play together with other big Stardew players. And if you're not part of that group, like their communities will fucking push you out. It is a mean fucking community, dude.
Yeah.
Taylor,
Yeah,
what about
just
you? Oh,
And
sorry,
that's
go
where
ahead.
Kate came
no,
from.
you're good. You're good. Yeah.
And that's where Kate came from.
Oh, it all makes sense now. That's
Um, Not really. I haven't gotten any really negative comments. I mean, most of it, as you know, when you were like a COD creator, is, oh, you suck, get off the game, all that stuff. So pretty much all that stuff, and you just go back with, stupid comments back and forth. But
yeah.
nothing major that has stuck with me.
I talked about this with Red in the last episode. I don't know if you guys remember towards the end of Respawn Recruits, I like completely changed my appearance. I like shaved, cut my hair, like fucking everything. The first video that I posted on my main channel that was outside of FPS, Call of Duty, like that was my entire community. I posted Minecraft for the first time like ever. And it was like 6 or 7 like comments in a row. It was like, look at this fat ass neckbeard playing Minecraft. Like fucking, you're like 30 years old. Go get a fucking job. And I was like, you know what? I am a fat ass neckbeard, and I changed everything. I fucking shaved. I fucking cut my hair. I was like, and like, I'll still get those like negative comments and shit, but like, that was probably the worst when I like physically changed my appearance because someone online was like, "Fuck you." um,
I mean, I get comments when I have my hood up and I post clips. They're like, "Okay, queso," and I take it as a
that's
compliment. I'm like,
crazy.
"Okay, you're comparing me to queso, whatever."
That's crazy. All right, let's talk about what is the biggest regret you have as a creator? And a lot of us say like we don't have any regrets because you learn from them, but like, what's your biggest regret? Like we all have a couple at least.
I would say probably not networking early enough in my career as a streamer. Not reaching out, just kind of staying in my own lane and staying in my own zone. Um, Playing that one game. I mean, granted, there are people that can play that one game over and over and not get sick of it and all that stuff, but I think branching out earlier would have been a lot better.
Yeah, similar lines, not taking it seriously like from the jump
Mm,
rather than a year later then taking it seriously. Probably would have helped my numbers a little bit.
fair enough. Um, what kind of weight does it carry for you on your shoulders, knowing that you're putting videos out there and someone out there, no matter how many views you're getting on your videos, someone out there is saying like, yeah, I really love Titan Naughty 23 videos, honestly. I really love Y2K videos, like, or their streams or anything like that. What kind of weight does it carry that you are someone's like favorite creator?
I like to see everything I can in like a it makes me feel really good to know that I can be that person for somebody. Because like I mean, growing up, I had like the bigger creators that I would watch, and they would be my favorite creator. But knowing that me as a small, essentially nobody with a little bit of a name, um, it makes me feel really really good.
It's good.
I would say, if anything, to me, it's a sigh of relief. That one person is always going to come to the stream or always going to watch the video. So I feel like it's just knowing you have that support is more important than having the chip on your shoulder.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, Kate, can you explain to people at home uh, who may or may not be a parent, but the struggles of balancing consistent content creation with being a parent?
Yeah. So my it's not like this for every parent, of course, because every kid is different. But my kid is very dependently independent. Like there are some days where I can sit here and do whatever I need to on my computer, and he's off in his own world, doesn't want a thing to do with me. But then there are days where he has to be right here, and he's touching everything and wants to be involved in everything, but can't be. So that's why usually I'm not able to do anything until after he's gone to bed, because then I know he's going to be disturbing anything or getting like, because I don't want to post him either, so he's not going to be jumping in front of the camera while I'm streaming or anything like that. um so it's when he was younger and when I first started, I was able to do more because he was still napping during the day, but now he's not. So I have a small window of the day to really be able to do anything easily. um and that's why I don't sleep, because I like to game and I stay up way later than I should.
Do you feel it's inhibiting to your potential growth as a creator, having the parenting situation that you have?
I think a little bit. There's probably definitely things that I can do here to get a better set balance for that and like distribute my time more evenly than I do. But I also I like playing games and hanging out with my friends. So if we do that till 2 in the morning, it's within the hour I'm gonna go curl up in bed. So
Fair enough. Um, Titan, can you explain kind of the mental struggles that you went through when it comes to balancing content creation and being on, especially being a collaborative creator, working with other people while being on an overnight schedule? because it's fucking
Yeah.
brutal for me, man. Like I
Yeah,
just
and
started it again.
it's definitely harder for me because I work Thursday, Friday, Saturday, so I'm working all weekend when everybody else is free. Um, so it's definitely a lot harder to find collaborations. That's why it's awesome to have like Kate and Chris, people that are free for the days I do stream. Um, but you know, mentally it's not as bad because you can use that one day as rest before you get back into streaming. At least for me. So like I won't stream on Sundays, but I'll game and I'll just hang out. That way I don't have to think about anything. But I usually try to get clips and everything to post for Thursday, Friday, or Saturday because I'm not streaming. So I usually try to at least get content out that way. Um, but definitely having that rest day on Sunday helps a lot.
Fair enough. Awesome. Um, there are a ton of people out there that they love just fucking gaming. They have a like super passion for gaming, whatever it is, FPS, indie games, whatever. They like trying out new things. But they're just they see people getting fucking like blasted and canceled every other day. Uh as far as content creation goes. So they're scared to hit the live button or they're recording or learning how to edit or doing any of those skills. Do you have a message for the people out there as to smaller creators of why people shouldn't be afraid to press the live button if they want to?
I think that there is room for anybody in every community in one way or another. So if you want to be somebody to build a community, all you got to do is press go live. And eventually it may take a while, but a person you'll find a community and be a part of them or have them as your own community to be able to stick around and hang out with. Um, but I'm very people based, so if you would rather be a solo guy, then I have no advice for you. I'm sorry.
That's fair.
Same for
Titan?
me.
Yeah,
I think for most people, a lot of the time, the people that are afraid to hit the go live button are people that are in communities and see how some streamers get treated. So it's like I don't want to do that. I don't want that to be me. But if you just hit the go live button, you game and you do what you want to do, and you don't worry about the numbers, you don't worry about the money, you don't worry about anything else. If you're just there to game and meet people, go for it. Just put yourself in front. All you're doing is put yourself in front of the camera. Just imagine nobody sitting in the room with you, or 5 people sitting in the room with you and just gaming. So that's how I see it. If I have 10 people watching me, I just have 10 people sitting on my couch right next to me watching me game.
fair enough. Um, Kate, I'm gonna go a little deeper into that because it's notoriously difficult for women to get into the gaming space, um, especially depending on the community that you're in. But I mean, even with your first, literally your first fucking YouTube video, and you got attacked like that. Um, what kind of impact is it like being a woman in the gaming space? And do you have advice for women specifically who are may not be able to handle those comments as easily as you or anyone else has, or pushing them off to the side or anything like that? People who take a lot of things to heart. Um, any words for them?
So I am very grateful to have not had that much of a run in with the difficulties being a woman in the gaming industry. Um, but I do see my fair share of it across like my friends' posts and things like that, which is not pleasant to see. But I think at the end of the day, you just gotta remind yourself who you are as a person does not dictate. Well, who you are doesn't always dictate um, the company that winds up in your comments because it's not just you. It's the game itself. It's the other people in the community. It's the people that intentionally seek out to troll. And I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, it can weigh heavy with some of the things that they say, but they are also just people like you and are looking for something to get out of it in one way, shape, or form, and it's just not worth the time. So it's definitely important to realize that you are better than a lot of what the negative comments say.
Yeah, awesome. All right, that's a lot of the basic questions that just get out of the way. This is the um part that tends to get relatively uncomfortable for a lot of people. Again, at its core, the Brain Freeze is a mental health podcast. The mission is to help other people who may be struggling in similar situations that you guys have or are currently, and to use your story as an alternate path than destructive. As comfortable as you are with sharing, have you guys undergone any of the struggles of thoughts of self harm, actually participating in the actions, going through a some sort of destructive path with depression, drug usage, whether it's recreational or anything else, anything that may be a story that can help others recover from what they are going through.
For me, no, I've seen it though. So the only thing I can really say is don't be afraid to reach out. Everybody's going through something, but you're never alone. There's always one person that's willing to listen to no matter anything you have to say. Even if they just sit there and listen while you talk, that's all it takes sometimes is for you to just let it out.
Yeah, my growing up wasn't like the greatest, so I most of my life spent it like I was under the impression for a while at least that my feelings and opinions didn't matter. So whatever I did feel, I kind of just shoved down and pretended didn't exist. The people that I thought I had to talk to weren't as willing to sit there and listen in the way that I would for them. So so I definitely I was numb for a while, and then after having my son, I've between postpartum depression and being out of the environment that I was in before, um, I've still been working on my coming out of flight or fight mode. But I have learned that it is very important to talk to others and surround yourself with people that do care and will listen. I've also seen my fair share of others in these positions, and I do everything in my power to be there for them, and get them help if they need it, and do whatever it is that I can do. Um, so I think a lot of it, like Titan said, is it is very important to talk to others and surround yourself with people that care and like genuinely care. And just don't be afraid to ask for help, because sometimes it really is as easy or as simple as a 20-minute conversation, and to help get back to being grounded to where you need to be.
How do you find the people that are willing to listen? There's a lot of people that have similar stories of growing up rough, and they went through a situation where um, like they trusted someone to listen, and either they will use that maybe as a tool against them, or um, they just will never have the time to listen, regardless of how much time you make for them, kind of thing, or they just don't want to be around the negativity or whatever their excuse is. There's a lot of that. So growing up, say it's one of your like closest friends growing up that you experienced that with, and you lose trust and faith in people. How do you go about the next steps to find the right people that will be there for you? Because so many people probably aren't willing to risk it again, because they're going to get so close. If they get so close to someone and they just go through a similar experience, it would, I would imagine it would break them even worse. So how do you go about those next steps?
Yeah. A lot of patience and being kind to yourself. Um, like it is important to talk to others, but like you got to do some work with yourself as well. Um, and essentially like figure out what your mental health goals are and what you aspire to do with yourself. Um, a lot of people utilize like therapy to do that, and I would love to at some point, but I therapy is expensive. So just a lot of self-reflection and just a lot of like sitting with yourself, but not in a negative thought kind of way.
Yeah, so just for a deeper elaboration on that,
Mhm.
what, because a lot of people can sit there and, a lot of people aren't going to be able to break themselves out of whatever the hell they're going
No.
through. Um, what do you say that isn't just like, without making it sound so broad and brutal, without saying just sit there and figure it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So timeline. There's a creator, Lit Frank, on TikTok. He blew up talking about his childhood traumas and stuff like that. And that was around the same time that I had my son, so I was up him and everything. Fell across his lives, and his fan base he calls the Trauma Buddies, and I got in with them and found people with similar backgrounds and stories and experiences. Um, and so it like and I know my experience is a lot different than everyone else with how I kind of like snapped out of it, but I kind of utilized their stories and experiences to kind of stew in my brain about that compared to my own, and kind of took it as like a, well, if I was in their shoes, would I still feel the same that I do? Versus for like a lot of very odd thinking, and it's hard to explain like how it all went down. Um, but seeing a lot of other experiences really grounded me and kind of set myself back to step back straight to not wanting to just sit in the deep thought.
Um, is there anything else that we did or did not touch on that you guys would like to share or express before we round things out?
I would say the biggest thing, especially when it comes to like mental health, is to always find an outlet. Yeah, you
Mhm.
can find somebody to be that outlet, but like use the gym, music, anything. Go for a walk. Just something to clear your mind. I just said it, but the gym's probably the biggest thing you could do. Just go work out, take it, just you and your music. Just let it out. Then if you feel like you need to talk to somebody, find somebody to talk to. There's always like I said, there's always gonna be that one person, and you
Yeah, absolutely. Um, like Kate said, I'm gonna reemphasize everyone's story, experience, way of healing is different. Um, whether you do or do not use some of the strategies that Kate or Titan mentioned today, it's entirely up to you. Um, everyone's path of healing is going to look differently. The most important thing is that you treat yourself respectfully and give yourself an actual chance to recover. Um, as much time as it takes for you to not be a loaf on the bed, take your time. Make sure that make sure that you're ready to make a change in your life. Um, there's going to be things that negatively impact what happened to you, um, whether that is losing a job, during that time, losing a relationship. There's a lot of things that can happen that worsen a situation. Um, but the most important thing is that you take care of your mental well-being and that you don't push yourself if you aren't ready to move on, because even though you may lose a job, there's always going to be options on ways that you can make money afterwards, or figure out that there's so many tools that you can use to help yourself, like afford rent. Like there are outlets and things that are made for the fact of struggling with mental health, depression, a lot of diseases that eat away at us, and they are set in place for that specific reason. And I encourage you to study and learn about those, um, because if your reason to go back to work before you are ready to move on is because I need to make money, or I'm going to get evicted, or I'm going to do this or do that, or whatever. I need to go out to this party, otherwise I'm going to lose my friends. Um, it could cost you your life, and that isn't worth it if you aren't ready to step outside that day or to any of those things. I encourage you to take care of yourself in the utmost. Um, and definitely that's definitely the best that I can say about that, because struggling for that year and a half that I did, I've struggled pretty much all throughout my life with various levels of depression, and I've always tried to push myself just to, um, if you just go outside today, you'll be fine. Oh, you don't have food in the house, you need to go get groceries. Being around people, getting yourself in a situation that you weren't ready for, and then you go down another spiral for another like week and a half, 2 weeks, month, whatever it is. And it's not worth it. You have to listen to yourself, but you also have to give yourself the opportunity to heal, like I said. So,
Mhm.
Yep, agreed.
is there anything else from either of you you'd like to say before we cut off?
Oh, sir, thank you for having us.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Well, it is a heavy end to the podcast, but once again, I appreciate everyone who watches the Brain Freeze Mental Health podcast. This is episode 2. We do have guests lined up all the way through to like the middle of I think July 2025. So we have a lot of people that are interested in being a part of the podcast, and for that, I appreciate and respect everyone who is willing to get on here, share their stories. Titan, Kate, thank you guys so much for being on here, having fun, having laughs, having a lot of really good memories with you guys, and being willing to share your guys' experiences. If you guys are interested in checking out Titan or Kate or both of them at the same time, go check out their socials. All of them will be listed down in the descriptions, and definitely make sure to follow them on their streaming platforms, because you're almost always going to see both of them at the same time if you guys check out their streaming. So that is all that I have. I think that's it. Who wants to sign off?
Bye.
Hasta la pasta.
Beautiful. Awesome. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to episode 2, season 2 of the Brain Freeze Mental Health Podcast. We'll see you guys next week when we talk to Obey Vixine and her mental health battles with being a Smite streamer and how brutalizing that community can be. Hope you guys are looking forward to that. We'll see you guys next time. Remember to be kind, spread love, and as always, stay frosty. See you guys next time. Take it easy and peace out.